Hello, and welcome to Screw Up the Podcast.
It's the podcast where we screw up
Fail forward.
and trip our nephews.
Eat grass, peon.
I'm CJ.
And I'm Emma.
Emma, how are you doing today?
I am doing surprisingly well. Like,
Yeah,
shockingly
same.
well for the state of things. I have given myself many gifts today. It's very unlike me.
Yeah.
But I some hardcore self-care going on.
Okay.
And it directly relates to today's topic. Today we're talking about screwing up in the dark.
Screwing up in the dark. Are you afraid of the dark?
No, I love the dark.
Okay.
I'm very much a dark person. I like going in, I'm like a walk in the woods in the middle of the night with no lights type of person.
I can't, that is literally, I have only ever done that once and I was drunk.
Oh, wait, are we not supposed to be drunk when we do that?
You're like, I thought that's how you got the courage. That's the funny
That's
thing
how you
is
get
like,
home from the bars in the South. You just
you
walk
always went through the woods.
Yes, yes. Little Red Riding Hood in the... Oh, that's the bad song for it.
Wait a minute.
There's a
Little
quote
Red
one.
Riding. Why was she drunk?
Well, what do you think she was going to visit her grandma for? I'm just kidding. You busy.
Grandma was like, "You want a sip of this Michelob Ultra, little girl?" And then she came back and went, "Oh."
Oh my gosh.
So she ran into the big bad wolf.
That's right. Oh, so okay. I'm gonna get right to it.
Okay.
Because it's like kind of a coincidence that I planned for this little story of this little mess up in advance, and today's self-care is related, and I thought that was neat.
Your self-care is related to being in the dark?
It's related to this specific story, I'd say.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So as badly as this story went is how good things went today.
Okay, cryptic. I am on the edge of my seat, as I'm sure the listeners are on the edge of their bed because everyone is probably in bed right now.
Nice. Speaking of being in bed right now, that's actually where my story begins.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So it was very, very dark and sensual, and I was with a lover.
Can I please just say that you literally, when you brought up this idea, you said, you were like, it doesn't have to be about sex. In fact, you went, okay, so I think the next podcast should be Screw Up in the Dark. It doesn't have to be about sex. You were like, immediately were like, and I think both of us were like, yeah, it does. Like, of course it does. And it's going to be. And now yours is, and mine definitely is.
But no, it depends on if things didn't go the way they did, this would absolutely be a sex story. But no.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna shut up and listen then, because that, okay. this is very, very, okay, go ahead.
I didn't get any for a while after this one. Put it that way.
Okay.
So I decide to give my lover, at the time, this was years ago, and I'm not going to name any names, but I was giving a sensual massage to my lover at the time.
You won't name names, but you'll say sensual massage.
That's actually his name.
I don't want to call anybody out here, but his name was Mr. Sensual Massage, Esquire.
So I'm the massager. I'm giving the massage. And it's very, have I mentioned it's dark? That's a key component in this.
Key component,
yeah.
Pitch black.
So I'm rubbing his back, and I'm just really getting into it, and I'm just I'm feeling so very strong and powerful. I'm just working these muscles, and as I'm getting into it more, I'm using my elbows, and like really digging around. Okay. And then I realized that maybe I used too much lotion, and things are getting very slippery. Things are very, very moist, and I'm like, maybe he's sweating into the lotion. Maybe I'm sweating. I don't know what's happening. Then I remember that I didn't use any lotion. And that's that's when the smell hits me.
Wait, Emma, we are not far enough in this podcast. What are you talking about? What
Yeah.
liquid?
Yeah. So once I start smelling what can only be described in hell, so I'm not going to describe it. Um, the smell is so bad that I jump up and I realize that there's a there's a visceral liquid that's not only on my hands, but all the way up my forearms, covering my elbows, in my arm hair. It's medium thickness, I would say, thicker than you would want, thicker than a Snicker. It was not
Emma,
good.
I am. I just needed to interject for a moment of respite from hearing this story because I am. Oh, I don't want skin anymore.
Basically his back had an orgasm. He had a he had a cyst.
Okay, now I don't want skin anymore, and I don't want a brain.
No, no. And I apologize. Not in advance. I'm already well into this. The cyst was about the size of a golf ball.
Oh my god, can we take a break? Can we go to our sponsor, Dr. Pimple Popper, please?
We'll be right back.
We don't need to actually take a break.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're so sweet. You were like, okay, I guess if he needs one. No, I really don't. I'm being appropriately dramatic, but dramatic nonetheless.
Speaking of appropriately dramatic, I like to think of myself as like the kind of person that would never shame anyone for their body and what their body does. In this case, I could not have handled it any worse.
Yeah.
I screamed, not only like out of surprise, like oh, but I screamed for a good 15 or 20 minutes. While I was washing my arms, I was yelling the whole time nonsense. I was just like, what the fuck's going on? It was so upsetting, and he was so embarrassed. And I'll just never forget the look on his face, like, I didn't want this either. Can you please stop screaming?
Oh,
this is a lot of screaming. And I was just screaming for so long, and I was running through the house. I held both my arms way high up in the air, probably flinging things hither and thither.
I mean, honestly, though, I do not blame you one bit. The reason we won't say his name, though, was that Elon Musk? You can tell.
It was.
That was Elon Musk.
Actually, his name was Elon Johnson then, but they named him Elon Musk after this incident.
What did it smell like? I want to know, and I don't know why I want to know, but I want to know. I want you to tell me to my face.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I got it.
Okay.
It's going to be this, but also times 1,000, but something different. Have you ever had, and I'm trying to think of the name, there are these little white balls that in your sinuses sometimes they come out.
White balls in your sinuses?
Teeth. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's not teeth. It's not teeth. And maybe that's not.
By the way, I don't know if the audio is going to pick this up, but I do believe that my upstairs neighbor is working out right now. So if anyone is hearing a noise, possibly, maybe you're not, but if you are, that's what that is. It's not our fault.
So apparently, it's not terribly uncommon to have balls of fungus grow.
I'm sorry. Sinuses. I don't want to be a person anymore.
No, me either. Our bodies are magical nonsense.
Balls of fungus. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, and sometimes they come out. I don't think I've ever had one come out, but I've smelled somebody else's. Very similar. I'm so sorry that you're friends with me.
I just like, there's like stuff that you don't need. That's like, it's like you don't. I have to experience the horrors and atrocities of my own body every single day to know that there are horrors and atrocities going on behind the curtain without my knowledge. Is just like, it's it feels like a lot. I don't want neck mushrooms.
That's what I said when I was rubbing around down there. This feels like a lot. This feels like a lot. Where's that lump on your back? It seems to have erupted into a volcanic mess.
Okay, so let's
Recover?
let's recover. Let's decompress a little bit about, and then let's put a cold compress on it.
Perfect.
Because I think that's what you're supposed to do. You go.
Actually, okay, I've got a great way for us to decompress. I had the best morning.
Okay.
I went and got a massage, a professional one.
That's right. Yes.
No incident. It was 60 minutes of bliss. It was amazing. Yeah. I love getting massages so much. And my back meat, although very tatted, was fairly pure. So that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
Yes. So I don't normally do that, but I treated myself. I don't even know how to say it. I treated myself.
I trot myself
to a massage. And my Aunt Dot had a coupon for me, and that got me out the door. And I highly suggest people get massages, especially during COVID. That doesn't sound right. I mean, everybody's wearing a mask, but the physical touch right now, if you're single, the physical touch is not something to shake a tit at. I don't know what the phrase is.
I mean, I see. I will caution people from like telling people to go do things that are like touch oriented, mostly just because like if I think that you can be safe doing it, but I mean, in general, I think it's a comfort level for me. I know I need one. I don't know if I could bring myself to do one in the current state, but I do think you make a good point. And we were talking about this earlier before we started, like the amount of crazy shit that is going on right now and the amount of stress we are building up in our bodies and have been building up the past like 300 some odd days because of this is like, it's got to go somewhere. Otherwise it's going to burst out your mouth like a cyst.
Yes. And actually, you know what? That's a good point too. If you have a partner, ask them gently. Ask them what you need. Ask them
to, you know, ask them to grow out their fingernails and just scrape any nodules right off that crusty little back of yours. Emma, I'm so disgusted. Wait, what did you ever say what it smelled like?
I guess I could say fungus in general. Or like, you know, when you have like iceberg lettuce, which is like barely food, and then it goes bad.
Oh, no, I mean, kind of. I don't eat iceberg lettuce because it is not food. It's basically like dirty ice cube in the shape of a leaf.
No, and I'm pretty sure that's like the entire food pyramid in where I'm from.
Iceberg lettuce. What kind of dressing is popular in North Carolina? This is a really random question, but what's like the dressing?
You know, and it goes on everything. Yes, it goes on pizza, it goes on burgers, it goes on French fries, it goes on everything.
To be fair, I think that's an American thing.
Yeah, the ranch.
Really? The ranch.
Yeehaw.
I like yeehaw. I also enjoy ranch, so that I probably now after this story will enjoy it less because something tells me that it probably had like a ranchy quality to it.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about his fucking hidden valley.
Oh my God. That's it. That's the one.
I want to be arrested. Will is over in the corner just like staring at me like, did you really just
I wish he was dressing.
Okay, wait, his hand is right. I just realized my glasses are off. And I'm like, what is he doing? And then I was like, why did I take my glasses off? Yes, hello. Can you interrupt? Sure.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Yeah, he would like to speak on this. What do you have to say? Oh yeah. Same.
I thought she was on his back and straddling, and she like was so excited that she like came on his back.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say I thought she accidentally shit herself.
That's a different podcast episode, CJ. You're ruining my material. Screw up the coffee.
He just screw up the road trip. We'll get there. No, it's so funny because it's like he's like listening to the podcast in real time, but he was basically like, I thought that she was gonna say that she was so excited that she accidentally came on his back and was just like, what's all this sticky stuff? But I don't think he fully understands that female sexual response. So I'm not sure if you know that ranch dressing doesn't come out, right? Okay. Okay, that's fair. He's like, I'm also half listening.
So great. Oh my God.
I can't wait for him to full listen and then be like, wait a minute, what the fuck are we talking about? Also, I have to say, this podcast fucking slaps. If people are looking for content that will make them feel something, you are it.
Yes. Also, I know people got some disgusting ass stories out there, and we won't share your name if you go ahead and email screwupthepodcast@gmail.com. I would love it so much.
We are not going to air your dirty laundry, but we're going to sniff it.
Right. Right.
We're going to sniff it.
Please describe all smells with dressing.
Oh,
flavors.
yeah, absolutely. The more disgusting, the more descriptive you can be. I wanted to be like, I wanted to read like Charles Dickens explaining a woman in a prairie dress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about what happened. Was this a random hookup with this person? Did you obviously never saw them again for this?
I feel like if I divulge too much information, then
That
it's gonna be very
is
obvious. I'm from a very small town.
Fair. There
are like 6 people with his same name in our small town, but that's just small towns. Like there's 8 names and most people have the same ones.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what's the first thing oh yeah, Bob. Well,
Yeah.
the reason you think to name your small baby Bob is because you know 10 other Bobs.
Yes, John Miller. I'll say his name was John Miller. That's not
Was that
his
his
name,
name?
but there was like 12 of them.
Well, we already know his name. It was Sensual Massage. So
That's
they'll
right.
tell you.
Yes.
I just like, it's funny that you're like, we talked about this though off the pod a while back. Emma and I had conversations about having sex in the dark versus having sex with the lights on.
Right.
And you typically have sex in the dark.
Yeah, I prefer it because I feel like my other senses are heightened, but smell in this case was not helpful.
Well, if you need that, then I would suggest like eating an assload of carrots so you can at least see like a little bit.
Eating them with
What's going on? Do you know about that? Do you know about carrots?
I thought they made your boobs bigger.
No. Wait, did somebody say that?
Yeah, they also said chewing bubble gum and like all of these other things make your boobs bigger. And now my teeth are rotten from all the bubble gum and the carrots. So I
was gonna say, obviously you opted to do the bubble gum and not the carrots of your teeth.
Yeah,
I will. When I was a kid, they told me that Mountain Dew would make my dick smaller, and it did. No, I'm just kidding.
So I was swirling my dick in some Mountain Dew.
I was literally just gonna say, I was like, but the problem was that I put it into the can, and then the top of the can just like, it was like a deli slicer. You ever have a Euro? Do you ever have a
Yes.
yeah, it's like one of those machines. I put my dick into the Mountain Dew can, and it just like like a kebab.
No. That sounds awful. I hope that's not true. Okay, good.
Do you think I would just offer that information? If that would absolutely be across like 3 different podcasts and be like, Screw Up the Soda Can, episode 1, part 1.
I just told you about me using all natural essential oils, fresh from the man's spout of Cyst Hill. I don't know. I'm out of alliterations. I was getting grossed out halfway through. It's like that.
It's just the way you're so good at words that it makes me like, when you talk about things that are not good, I almost like it's like this combination of like reveling in how well you describe it so badly. Do you know, like some people could, you hear some people tell stories about things that happen. You're such a good storyteller. Like so many people will just be like, yeah, and then I tripped and it was really bad. And it was just like, you would never, you would be like, it was sunset. There were curbs. I'm so used to being, you know, crossing curbs or whatever. I don't know, what does that mean?
That's for two reasons.
Give me just the first one. I'm just kidding. Tell me both.
One, because I'm a librarian, and two, because my dad's an alcoholic. So he's just like, none of his stories are like, yeah, I went to the store today. He's always just like, yeah, exactly what you were saying. He's just like,
I'm very glad
6:57, and I love
I'm very glad I asked for both. I'm very glad I asked for both because it was to give him the old 1-2. Hey, Emma, that was such a wonderful. Do you think you learned anything from this? Will you be, you know, palpitating anyone's back knee now without the lights off?
It's kind of funny. You'd think that I would be done with giving massages, but I have actually thought a lot recently about potentially becoming a massage therapist. And because I very much enjoy touching people, even after this experience, I think I'll definitely have the lights on, though. I think I'll have the lights on, and I'll have lots of antiseptic, lavender scented candles and all kinds of things nearby.
Maybe some large rubber gloves that dolphin trainers use to fish out of barrels. You know, those are probably pretty cheap on Amazon. I'd invest in that.
Or just a couple mop heads. Hold the ends and just slap. It's going to be a very interesting experience. I'm going to start with dogs. So if anyone wants their dog to get a nice massage, contact me at screwupthepodcast@gmail.com. Emma Rose Dog Massage.
Are you actually, are you pushing your dog massage business that I did? It doesn't even have an LLC yet on our podcast.
Not yet.
You are unhinged. We got to take a break. All right. Well, we got to take a break. We're going to cut to Emma's pause. What's the name of your business? We got to call it something.
Pooches.
Bone and moan. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Never mind.
Bone and moan?
But because dogs like bones, but then I realized everything I said, it all came flashing forward as to what that would mean.
Oh God. There's no happy endings for the dog. Is that, oh God. Yeah.
Yeah, your dog's gonna be miserable. Okay. What about
like
there's
horses?
gotta be
like horses?
Oh, yeah, it's like it's post-verbal. It's just like it's a noise. That's how we all right, you know what, never mind. Obviously, every single time I'm put on the spot to think of an idea in this podcast format, I can never come up with one.
Are you improving right now? Have you not thought of something in the dark?
No, I absolutely have. I'm trying to think of a name for your dog massage business.
Oh, I wouldn't be upset either. I wasn't even thinking about that anymore. Honestly, I don't think I was thinking about anything just now. And that never happens, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful moment.
Oh my God. Okay, we're definitely taking a break. We'll be right back.
Okay, bye.
Okay, we're back. Can we start?
Yes.
Okay, great. Oh my God, we're gonna start. I'm starting all over the place.
Yay! Okay. I want to hear how you screwed up.
Can you hear? First of all, can you hear the? It is noisy today here at Chateau Darnier. You're good.
Chateau, Chate.
I'm
just kidding. Okay, sorry.
Shantae, you stay.
Okay, how about now we're back?
How about no, leave that in, future Emma, leave that in. I don't care. I don't care if it doesn't make any sense. We have a quote on beat. Okay, so we're talking, welcome back to the podcast, or welcome in if you're one of those people that likes to start 35 minutes into a podcast. I won't judge you.
Great choice.
You're like, I have no time for this. Okay, let me ask you this though real quick. Do you listen to your podcasts? You listen to your podcasts at normal speed?
You know, sometimes I enjoy listening to one of my favorite podcasts is My Favorite Murder, and sometimes I'll listen to it actually at point 0.8 of the speed because it sounds like they're really, really drunk. If anyone wants to try that, it's hilarious.
It's funny that you should say that because I listen to everything at 1.5 speed.
Oh, nice.
Because I just like to, I honestly, I listen to quite a few podcasts and I like to
Like
just
absorb
like,
quickly.
yeah. And I mean, you know, we have a podcast we really like to listen to, Unfuck Your Brain. And it
Love it.
feels like it feels like I'm listening to like a very like high energy lecture about my brain, and I really dig it. But I listened to it at 1 × 1 speed, and I was like, oh, it sounded like she was drunk. It was crazy,
Right.
but it was
Once
like
you get
normal
used to
speed.
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to listen to I listen to the Judd Apatow masterclass I'm taking right now, and I have to listen to that pretty much at twice the speed because it's Judd Apatow and I love him, but I can't. Nobody has time for that Judd Apatow. Beat it up.
He was like, I have a paragraph full of information here, and I'm supposed to fill 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Here's 35 lessons.
Yeah, damn. Oh, I love that though. Okay, so let's so anyway, if you're here, you're listening to us talking about Screwing Up in the Dark. Emma had sticky Hidden Valley Ranch all over her arms. And I'm gonna tell you that mine is also sexual in nature, and mine is also like embarrassing. It depends on who you ask, really. Like, I think that this isn't I'm actually getting nervous to talk about this, and I don't know why. It's weird because I knew I was going to talk about this, and it's not even that big of a deal, but it's just like bringing up feelings.
Ooh, what are those?
Yeah. Oh, one of those thoughts. Bring up feelings. Okay, so when I was younger, like 19 or 20, I would say, I had this fuck buddy that I would go over to. Basically, the situation was, it was like anywhere between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m. and it would be like a you up, right?
Yeah,
you know,
I agree.
everyone you up, and I would go over there and I would have sex with him in exchange for McDonald's. Now, it wasn't in exchange for in the sense that like I knew that this transaction was happening, but I will say that since it happened every time, there's really no other way to put it. The fact that I always had sex with him and then he would buy me McDonald's felt very validating because it made me know that I was worth like a quarter pounder.
Did he at least supersize it for you?
Girl, supersized
McNuggets for McNuggets?
a Coke?
Nuggets for me nuggets.
He McNutted and then I had some McNuggets.
I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh my God, that is really disgusting.
I'm trying to ease it with comedy. Trying to ease the burning feeling.
Ronald McDonald goes, I'm McNutting.
Nutting.
Okay, so basically what I would go over, and whenever I would, it's hard to get past McNutting. Every time I would go over there, I was usually very drunk. Usually very drunk. And also like to this day, it was like I was drunk enough but sober enough to know it was some of the best sex I ever had in my life. And it was like when I was young, he was bi, and I loved that. And he would like hide me from his roommates.
Oh my goodness.
And that made me feel really, it was like, this is how much I used to love myself, was that I was like, oh, he texts me at 1 a.m. and goes and he will spend $5 on me for food, and then he will usher me out in the blackest of night to make sure that his roommates don't see me. Like, that was how much I was like, isn't that romantic? Like, why was that what I wanted? In fact, it was what I wanted so much that I was dating somebody else. I started dating someone else like shortly after seeing him, and this person was so sweet and so kind to me. Aww. And it made me react in such like a negative way that after he gave me all the stuff for Valentine's Day. It was like handwritten cards and pictures and all these beautiful, like super, super sweet things. And I could tell that he really cared about me. I broke up with him on the spot.
Oh, that sounds
On the
familiar.
spot.
Oh, I'm
And
so glad
then-
you're gone.
I told him I was in love with somebody else. And then I called, this is how crazy I was. And then I called him and I went, hey, I'm in love with you. my fuck buddy. And when I'm in love with you, hello, sir. Hello, I'm in love with you. Like on the phone, he was so nice about it. One of the reasons I like, and I still speak so highly of this person is because legitimately he was like the nicest person.
Oh, the fuck
Right.
buddy.
But both of them, really.
Both of them.
I was
Oh,
I
nice.
was the asshole in the situation in World War one. But I was I was the problem, right? So, and both of these men are just like, you're wonderful. And I'm just like, but the other guy was straight up just like, you don't love me. And then I was just like, no, you don't understand. I'm trying to validate a poor
19.
decision
I
I
know
just
what love
made.
is.
I saw it in
right?
a movie.
It's basically attention.
I saw it in a movie. And that's the thing is that's when I was a kid, that's what I thought. I didn't understand the difference. Well, but legitimately what I was trying to do is I was trying to justify breaking up with a person who literally was being so sweet and so kind to me by being like, this isn't what I want. What I want is to be treated this way, blah, 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 blah. And then that person was kind of just like, no, you don't. Like very like laid it on the line for me. So I don't think we hooked up ever after that. But anyway, the point is, so we would usually hook up in the blackest of night, but we did hook up one time in the afternoon, and I was sober, and it was like, it wasn't really afternoon, but it was like 5 o'clock, whatever. So I go over there. There was no McDonald's involved this time, whatever.
Oh.
So I
Wendy's? Not important. Go on.
baby, I got a frosty. I don't even know what that would be sexually. So I unzip his pants, and when I tell you I was floored by what I saw, I was like, what is that?
Was it dark? Was it dark?
No.
Where does the dark come in? I'm so shocked.
Okay, so bright as fuck, dark every other time.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my
So,
god. Okay.
I'm like, okay, so like every other time it's like 2 a.m. You know, I'm not supposed to be there. I'm like secretly eating a fry while like biting the pillow, whatever. And now it is, 2 p.m., whatever, the light of day. Okay, you're like laughing. I'm sure everybody thinks this is way worse than it is actually going to be. He was just uncircumcised. But I had no idea, and I reacted in such a way because I had also never seen an uncircumcised penis before.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like,
Guys.
all of this emotion like rushing at me at once, being like, what is happening?
Are you sure it was emotion?
What? It was semen flooding into my brain. I was like, why? What is it wearing? What is it? Why does it look like that?
What's wrong with it? Why is it hiding now?
And when I tell you that he was like laughing so hard because we had sex, I don't even know how many times before that, and he was like, I am uncircumcised. How did you not know? I have blown this person. I have ejaculated this person in more ways than I could even describe to you on this podcast. And not a single time did I realize that he had an additional 1 to 2 inches of skin on his member.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. And then I was like,
PSA for alcoholics. Like two also.
Yeah, thank God that's all it was. Right?
Yes.
Because I could have pulled it down and like family of crabs, right? But luckily that wasn't what I was looking at. That did happen. eventually. But that's for
Family. I like how you say it's a family of crabs.
they're on vacation.
To describe a unit of measure for crabs. You would say
It's a gaggle of geese and a family of crabs.
I think it's a gaggle of uncircumcised penises, I think.
Oh my God. I mean, so that's the thing is that I was telling you on our break, I was like, my story is not nearly as exciting, but it's just so silly to be like, to me, to be like, I very rarely have since had sex in the dark. I don't think that's why, but like, you know, it just was one of the few times that I did consistently. And then it was like, I think the moral of both of our stories is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights, you can see what's on their body.
Yes, absolutely. Don't be touching people when you can't see what's going on underneath all of that skin. Because it's going to come out one day.
Because, yeah, with any luck, because I think we are on opposite sides of the spectrum, because turns out it turned me on even more. I liked it.
I honestly, I mean, I don't really discriminate, which is another way of saying that I'm a whore. But no, I mean, you know, a penis is.
He doesn't have to have any skin on it.
Yeah, you know, God's penis. But that's not what I meant. I meant like, you know,
God's penis.
I'm sorry. Well, was Jesus circumcised?
I don't think so.
But then also, did they do that then? And also how? And his carpenter or his earthly father.
I love how you accidentally just dropped Drake's new hot hit single, God's Penis.
Sade. Yeah.
It's not Sade. Oh my God, that is.
I prefer non-circumcised, personally.
I mean, at this rate, it's sort of like most men don't have. It's sort of like penis size to me, where it's like you don't have, you didn't have a say in the matter. Although it is a little bit more like
that was God's choice.
Well, the weird thing is that people would argue that so is the circumcision, but you and I have talked about, you know, circumcision before
at great length.
At great length, all kinds of lengths.
Yes.
Too big. Too big to fail, if you will.
Yes.
A bridge to nowhere.
It's definitely the motion of the ocean, though.
It is absolutely the motion of the ocean. I will tell you right now that I have spent time, energy, calendar days with large penises. Mm-hmm. And what do I have to show for it? It's like I ate a sack of chia seeds. You know what I mean?
No.
Gay men will know what I mean.
I do not.
I'm talking about what?
Pansexual lady.
I'm talking about
women
what?
Uncircumcised as well. Sexism.
Girl, I honestly, I think that male circumcision is barbaric. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not afraid to say it on because I know that it's still a normalized thing, and I would love for it to, because people would. And I remember hearing it when I was a kid. Not like a kid, but like younger, right? Like people come up to me, I was 5 years old, and they would be like, let me talk to you about dicks. No, they would say that like the argument was that it was a cleaning thing, that like that you could, it's like teach your kid to wash their dick.
Teach your kid to wash their dick. If there's anything that we can leave our listeners with, that would be number one. Wash your back, wash your dick.
Wash your back. Wash your dick.
Don't eat iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You're
Don't
not
get a massage.
It's a trick. It's a trick that they're playing on you.
It's a trick. You got a trick. I got a treat. This is the Halloween episode.
You are a treat, and I am a trick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh my God. On that note, Emma, I think this was such a lovely time.
Me too. I always, I love recording this podcast with you. I hope our listeners enjoy it as well. We joked about help yourself last week, but honestly, help yourself. You deserve it. Self-care, self-love, man.
You know,
I feel care of you like you will, like you can.
I love that sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and echo the exact opposite and say, I don't care if anyone enjoyed themselves because I enjoyed myself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go enjoy myself now. Myself a massage.
I'm gonna think about that McDonald's and that uncut dick. I want to go enjoy.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go do
no.
a shamrock shake for myself.
I hope that this. Oh my God! Wait, what does that mean?
That's when
we
an
tried-
Irish girl does a jig. That's when an Irish girl twerks.
A shamrock shake or shamrock shuffle. Wait, what's it called? Shamrock shake?
Shamrock shake. It only happens, I think, in March.
God, it only happens in March. Wait a minute. What happens when it's what's that thing? River dance? You know what? This doesn't make any sense, but I'm just gonna say it. You know what river dance is? It's when an Irish girl takes the cup of the soda and then she just gets all the little sodas. She just hits every single one. Why did I think that that was what that would be called?
I can't even. What are you talking about?
Do you know? Do you know when you go to when you go to McDonald's and you have the soda cup and then you go and you're like, I'm gonna have a little bit of Sprite, I'm gonna have a little bit of Dr. Pepper, I'm gonna have a little bit of, that's a river dance. And
oh my God, I
don't know-
love it.
I don't know why that's what it is, but
I
it
love
just
fountain. Yeah, you're just flowing. The fountain drink area.
yeah.
Yes. Bam, bam,
Anyway,
bam, bam.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Emma, where can people learn about Screw Up the Podcast?
Oh, well, you can go to Instagram and you can go to Twitter and look up Screw Up the Podcast. You can go to Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, Anchor.fm. You can listen on, did I say Spotify? That's one of my favorites.
No, Spotify. Our listeners love. Can I please tell you too? We know about the wonderful Anchor app. The logistics are saying that the majority of people who listen to us are men. And all I have to say to you men out there is hello. I hope you like what you see.
Hey guys. They're mostly mine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, lay off, CJ. You're not single. I'm just kidding.
You're like, you also were looking at your phone, just so people know, you were like looking at your phone. You looked down and you went, hey guys, as if there was like a video chat that I was unaware of with a bunch of men on it that I've been watching this entire time. You're just like, hey guys.
That's my fan page. No, what's it called? I can't even remember what it's called. Fan base or
OnlyFans? Fanster. Why isn't it called Fansterbay?
I don't know. That's a better one. TM.
Yeah, TM. Yeah. Is that how never mind. I can't talk.
It's too big. I'm a big
I was gonna say, is that how the judge system works? What's it called? The legal system works.
The legal system.
All you have to do is say TM, and then it's like you get.
CJ, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. Oh my God. Yo,
Um,
actually, let's go ahead. To piggyback off of what you just said, you can also email us at screwupthepodcast@gmail.com. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead right here and say it. What are y'all doing? If you're not emailing us and telling us, about your lives, then we have no way of knowing how to qualify them for you. We have no way of being able to, give you our deep-seated nonsensical wisdom about how you might feel about it, And I think that you need it. And you know what? Even if you don't, we do.
We do. Validate us, listeners. Deeply validate us. Also, you can listen on Overcast, Breaker, Castbox, and please rate and review and subscribe. That would mean so much to us.
Yes.
And if you could tell a friend, just one person this week, that would mean so much to us. Just tell one friend that you think might enjoy this, if they like comedy or if they've ever fucked anything up.
Yes. Yeah. And which is like basically everybody. So if you've ever been thinking about becoming the town crier, head to the square.
Yes.
And bring a boombox with you. And we'll... Right. Is this really the last words that I'm going to say? If you've ever thought about being a town crier, head to the square. Geez, Emma, what a pleasure. What a treat. I think it's time to say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. One more. You go first.
Goodbye. I thought we were going to do it at the same time, but that doesn't make sense. Goodbye.
Goodbye.